So the Syrian army launched a heavy bombardment campaign on the city of Daraa, which lies in the southern part of Syria. As you can see, tens of incidents happening over there in the southern part of Syria, and the Russian Air Force is actively participating in this campaign in order to recapture the Daraa city from al-Nusra Front and the allied forces with al-Nusra Front, in addition to ISIS. It's very complicated what's happening in Daraa, but I will try to simplify things and explain the strategy of the Syrian army. So let's go and dive in deep of the city of Daraa. As you can see, a lot of developments actually going on there, but I will try to explain the strategy of the Syrian army. A few days ago, in one of Syriana Analysis reports, I predicted that the Syrian army will try to cut Daraa into east and west part. But the Syrian army has a similar strategy that will cut Daraa obviously into three parts now. I will explain where. As you can see in this part, the Syrian army is trying to capture the villages in the northeastern side of Daraa, but mainly the heavy bombardment is going on in the town of Busra al-Hariri. In the area of Busra al-Hariri, it seems that the Syrian army is trying to cut this area, to liberate this area, and by doing so, the Syrian army would be able to cut the eastern side, the eastern occupied side of Daraa into north and south, and by doing so the Syrian army would cut the reinforcement and all kind of aid coming to these Islamist groups, and then it will try to capture slowly and go down to this area and then go to the south until the borders with Jordan. As for the western side, and before explaining what's going on in this side, we have to mention also that the Syrian army is heavily also bombarding the city of Daraa, or what is left from the city of Daraa, in the hands of the Islamist groups, and by doing so also the Syrian army could go into the borders of Jordan. And I want to mention something also maybe ironic, is the so-called white helmets. Always they are in every place where al-Nusra Front, which is on the international terrorist list, wherever there is an al-Nusra Front, there is a white helmet. As you can see, heavy bombardment on residential neighborhoods. Of course, in Daraa al-Balad city, the civil defense teams, means the white helmets, are working to verify the location of the targets and provide assistance. Ironically, these so-called helpers or first aid responders, they are always active in the places that the terrorist group of al-Nusra exists. As for the western side of Daraa, as you can see, the Syrian army didn't launch a military campaign yet, because it has a very sensitive situation, especially that it borders with the occupied Golan Heights, where the Israeli occupation forces are on high alert, and they are flying drones over the Syrian airspace, trying to understand what's going on there. And a few days ago, the Syrian army gunned down an Israeli drone over Al-Hadar area in Al-Kunaytira. But what would happen if Israel intervened directly to help the Islamist armed groups and the terrorists, especially al-Nusra and ISIS? I personally rule out a direct involvement in the terms of ground forces in Kunaytira area, but anything could happen. This is only my opinion, but most importantly, or most probably, the Israelis could rely on their air force to bomb the Syrian army positions. But what would happen if the Israelis intervened? I ask this question for you in the last report, and I read your opinions, and now we will listen to the opinion of Anis al-Naqash, who is a famous Lebanese political analyst. He has a very high-level connections with the Iranian and the Hezbollah and the Syrian governments and the leaderships. So what he is saying could be considered or could be considered a message from these governments, because he has an inside information and he has a very close ties and relationship with these mentioned leaderships. So let's listen to him.
في حال تدخل الكيان الصهيوني في المعركة، ليست الدولة السورية فقط المعنية بالرد، لأن هذا القرار مشترك بمحور المقاومة ككل، وروسيا أيضا معنية بعدم كسر إرادة الدولة السورية، لأن روسيا بشكل علني قالت أنها أتت إلى سوريا لدعم الشرعية السورية وبسط سيادتها على كامل أراضيها ومنع الإرهاب من أن يسيطر ومنع تقسيم سوريا. فإذا هذا يبقى ضمن المهام الروسية ويبقى ضمن المهام لمحور المقاومة، خاصة عندما تكون إسرائيل واردة في التدخل. فنحن نعود إلى ما تحدث عنه السيد حسن نصر الله عندما قال ضربنا محور المقاومة 54 صاروخ على الكيان الصهيوني ردا على اعتداءاته، وكان هناك إمكانية لتوسيع هذا الرد إلى العمق الإسرائيلي في حال أن إسرائيل تمادت. اليوم نفس السيناريو يمكن أن يطبق على الجبهة الجنوبية. لو تمادت إسرائيل في تدخلها بالجبهة الجنوبية ضد الدولة السورية، فالعمق الإسرائيلي ممكن أن يستهدف، وممكن أن يكون هناك اشتباك جدي يجب أن تحسب له حساب إسرائيل. لا نعرف إلى أي مدى يتوقف وإلى أي مدى يتدحرج باتجاه حرب شامل.
So this was all for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you like my reports, please hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps me if you do so, and share it with your friends. And also, if you would like to support Syriana Analysis financially, you can find all the details in the description below. So this is Kevork Almasyan, and you are watching Syriana Analysis.